Hey guys, so we're going to roll out the calf muscles a little bit. If you haven't done it before, you can definitely use a roller. It probably is going to provide enough firmness to get the adhesions to release slightly. If you've done it on the roller and you don't feel anything, you might want to progress to a lacrosse ball. It's just a smaller surface area, so it's going to get a little bit deeper into some of the muscles, and that's great for some of the deeper muscles like the soleus, or also once we get into the peroneals and whatnot. So ideally, you want to keep your ankle nice and relaxed. A lot of times when people are doing this, they'll flex their ankle up because they think that they can feel it better, but that's actually tensioning up the muscle, which doesn't allow you to find those adhesions as effectively. So you're just going to stack one leg on top of the other, elevate your hips, slowly roll down the length of the muscle. You'll typically find one right where like the belly of the big part of the gastroc starts, which is that heart-shaped part on the back. So you want to make sure you hang out there until that releases. The tricky part is with the medial and lateral heads. So the really, really big heart-shaped parts on the top of the calf. If you just start sideways and roll up on one of those, you're actually going to push the muscle away from the bone, and you're not going to be able to provide that compression that gives you that trigger point release. So you still want to start on that same lateral line, but once you get up to a certain point, you're actually going to rotate your hips over, and that's going to provide the pressure needed to pin that muscle into the bone. Same thing, you're going to hold that until you feel that melting sensation, that pain decrease, go pretty much completely away. And then once you do that, you can find another point or two, or you can move on to your static stretches. One of the things I love using is a lacrosse ball. It's a little bit more effective and a little bit deeper than the foam rollers for some of the more dense muscles, such as the hamstring complex and the calf. So it's the exact same technique. You want to make sure that you find that adhesion first. This is generally enough pressure in itself, but if you want additional pressure, you can add that second leg just to put a little bit more pressure on that trigger point. And same thing, you're just going to hold here until you feel that release. It's the same concept as the foam rolling for the outside, the lateral gastroc trigger point. If you just start on the outside, you're going to push the muscle away, and you're not actually going to be able to feel that trigger point being compressed. So you have to start on the midline to the back of the calf and then slowly rotate out, and then you'll be able to find that one.